Hi, I decided to do another video about interlocking because there was one major thing I forgot to say last time. And then secondly, I've kind of changed my method in that before I said I used to do it when I was bored. I would just kind of reach in my head and kind of do it, as time goes by. But what I've realized is that obviously that way you would tend to miss out some, and plus it would bug me because I would reach in my head and you always find one, you always find something. So what I've done is a few days before my hair is due to be washed, that's when I would interlock. So my hair has a bit more time to settle down, and then I can wash it and kind of retwist and get any extra fuzz. So I'm planning to wash my hair on Tuesday, and today is Saturday. And sorry, don't confuse you, but then I interlocked it on Friday. So I interlocked it last night, Friday, and I'm gonna wash it on Tuesday. So I'll show you what it looks like. The front is obviously I can't get in every last piece of fuzz, but I'll show you what the results look like now. And from the back, it's a lot clearer what it looks like. Oh, sometimes I forget how much hair I have, Ooh. Anyways, so basically I interlock the whole thing. I just put my hair in a high ponytail and kind of pull them down one by one. And the method I showed you last time, I'm not gonna do it again. But basically, I mean, you can just go back and watch it. But I just kind of thread it through one direction, thread it through another direction. And another thing that I also do is to get the extra fuzz around the locks. What I do is I take a tiny rubber band. I'll get one second. Okay, told you it was 1 second. What I do is I would take, if you have all this fuzz surrounding your lock, you just take it and you kind of wrap it around the base of the lock. Then you take your rubber band and you will strap the fuzz on. Don't put the rubber band too tight because you're going to take it back off. So just wrap it about twice so it holds the fuzz there, and then you interlock it so that when you're interlocking, the fuzz gets interlocked as well, if you know what I mean. So that is the method I use to get all the fuzz in, because obviously, like I said, if you saw the back section here, there's no extra fuzz at all, and for me that is where I get most of my fuzz hanging out. um, so that is the main issue. Let me see if I can show you what it looks like. I found one here. Can you, I hope you can see it. But this is one that I interlocked, and then this is the extra fuzz that's kind of hanging off. So then when I retwist, even though it might still be hanging off a bit, eventually it's gonna incorporate itself into the lock since it was locked in. Okay, and like I said, okay, one other major thing I didn't mention about interlocking, if you're thinking about interlocking, is that if you want straight super uniform locks, do not interlock your hair, because I know there's some people, well, some pictures that I've seen and their hair looks perfect, I should say, and it just looks, every lock looks the same. It just looks like one nice long springy coil, and that is the look that you would get from palm rolling as your maintenance method. But with me, all I do is I retwist my roots. I don't really palm roll. I retwist my roots and then I interlock occasionally. And I interlock because I just want my roots to stay tight. And because of that, my individual locks aren't 100% straight. But I don't mind because I just think it's, a bit unique. This one, if you can see, it's not, I'm not saying like it's not straight, but if you see, it's not super straight either. And this isn't because of a braider or anything, it's just from interlocking. Because if you think about it, you're knotting your hair constantly, and knots aren't straight, knots are not. And there's quite a few that, you know, I just gotten used to. So that's another one there, and it's a bit crooked, but I just like it because it makes my hair have a bit character, a bit more of a body. Because for example, if I just leave my hair down, and I usually have this thing swooped over the side, if I just leave my hair down, even though it looks fairly flat, there's still a bit of weight to it because the locks are a bit crooked and they kind of fill in each other, and then it just forms a bit more body instead of having that straight super flat look. So yeah, if you, I'll see if I can find a picture, but if you want super straight, super uniform, super neat locks, don't interlock at all. Just interlock if you really want your roots to be tight, and I don't know, if you just don't, if you don't mind them looking like how mine look. I'll try to, let's see. And then this other one that I told you guys that I saved, it saved my hair. That's another one. It just reminds me, but it looks really, you can see where I saved it. So like I said, this is the point at which I decided to cut my lock. I decided to trim it because I thought it was a bit fat. So I was like cutting it, and basically it all loosened up by the root, and it was just hanging on by just a few strands. So I just kind of interlocked it at the base, and so basically from about here all the way up, that is all new lock. And this really thin part here, that is where there were just a few strands left, and I just interlocked it, and now I've saved this lock. So obviously something like this is not gonna go away unless I cut it off. It is really strong, so it's not gonna come off. But it's like, if you don't want little bumps and stuff like that, don't do it. But other than that, I mean, if you have any other questions about interlocking, you can ask me. I'm not an expert. In case you don't really want to go to the other video, I don't use any tools. I just use my fingers, and occasionally I will use like a little hairpin to help bring the hair through. If the tunnel is too small, I might just use a hairpin. But other than that, I don't use anything except my hands. I've learned it from watching other people do it. So like I said, I'm not an expert, I'm not a guru. If you manage to knot up your hair, don't come back crying to me, because I watched someone else do it using a safety pin, and I did get knots in my hair, and I was like, okay, let's try something else. So I mean, if it doesn't work for you, then it doesn't work for you. But that's the method that I use. I find it works for me, because actually next week when I wash my hair, I'm probably not going to retwist the back, because everything is going to be already tight. I'm just going to freshen up the front, and that's it. So let me know what you think, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye bye.